Hello and welcome to another edition of Droppin Baums. With me, your host, Corey Baumeister, as always with the lovely folks over at StarCityGames.com, bringing you the best in trading card needs as well as awesome tournaments on a regular basis. So, we are playing Ross Merriam's updated Dredge list that he had some success with in the Pioneer Classic last weekend at SCG Knoxville. I think the deck is really cool. I think the hate cards aren't quite there for this deck, but I think they're gonna have to be after a couple weeks here, because I think this deck is the real deal. It's very powerful. It's pretty resilient against hates, and let's get real. It is a blast to play. Fast forward to any of the matches below if you would like to. Fast forward to the deck tech if you want, but I do give spoilers there. So if you don't want to know about the specific matchups, don't fast forward to that deck tech and don't watch that till the end. But at the end, I suggested some changes I would make, as well as what I liked or what I didn't like. All right, enjoy the games. We'll see you there. And welcome to the games here with Dredgeless Dredge here, playing some Pioneer, taken after Ross Merriam's list here, a little updated since his second place Pioneer Classic finish. So we're going to go first here. We got the die roll. So we have a little bit of a land heavy hand, but Grizzly Salvage can find us a creature to go into this, plus Stitcher Supplier is probably the most important card to have, just because it's the only thing you can do on one. So I'm actually going to keep this. It seems like this should be an auto mole, but we do have a good turn 1, turn 2, and Grizzly Salvage usually finds us a good turn 3. So I'm going to have some heart of the cards here. All right, we'll leave our graveyard here. That was not a good hit. None of those were what we wanted. All right, thank God that wasn't a Thoughtseize. That would have been bad. Okay, so another land, definitely not what we wanted, but we're going to go with the salvage. Hopefully get a good creature out of this. I guess we don't want any of these, right? Because we want to return them. All right. Yeah, so nothing there. And we're just going to say go. We will gladly block. And we got the Driven to Despair. It's quite strong. Quite strong. I'll happily block. Oh, Narcomoeba or something. Oh, that would have been so good. Okay, wow, now we're cooking. So we're going to start by playing that. Exile stuff that doesn't matter. This. Gather the Pack doesn't matter. There we go. All right, then we're going to say go. Stitcher Supplier or Scrounger can be used as an instant here. Now, one very important thing is you got to return Scrounger at the beginning of the second main phase, or at the end of the second main phase. If you do it at the end step, you won't get your amalgams on time. Okay, so you got to do it right here. So there's for a nice tip for anybody trying to play this deck, okay? Then I think we can just despair next turn and make them discard basically their hand. That's pretty spicy. All right, we'll get rid of one of these creatures that don't matter. Bring back Scroungers, which brings back some amalgams. That's a pretty nice start for this deck, y'all. I'm pretty impressed. All right, bring this back. Bring this back. Now we're going to just despair since we have nothing else to do, but this is going to empty their hand, which is pretty impressive. And Menace. So this is just straight discard your hand. All right, I love it. I love it. Okay, so they could easily be playing Leyline since they're a black deck. So we're going to bring in all our hate for Leylines. Outside of that, I think we're good with everything else. Cards we don't want. I don't think we need the Decimator. Nah, I think that seems a little bit of a win more in this matchup. And what else don't we want here? Probably some enablers. So probably a couple of Haunted Deads. Or maybe just one Haunted Dead and one Gather the Pack. It's a little random, but Gather the Pack is the worst enabler in my opinion. And Haunted Dead is the worst... when I say enabler, like ways to actually put cards into the graveyard. And Haunted Dead is one of the weaker payoffs. While still good, I think it's one of the weaker ones. I think Narcomoebas and Prized Amalgams just coming back the natural way is a little bit more powerful. But we will find out in the games. I would assume Leyline has to come in for mono black. It would seem to make sense. Mono black is usually playing... yeah, 4 Leylines is usually pretty stocky, so I'll have like Lost Legacies. So we definitely got to be prepared for it. I think 4 ways to deal with it seems pretty reasonable. So we don't have the Leyline, and this is a classic Hogak situation where our hand is great if they don't have it. So I think we're going to keep and risk it. Just mulliganing to Oblivion is usually not a good solution. Phew! We can play Magic. We can play Magic. No Leyline. All right, so we'll start with the Supplier. This is a perfect Hogak hand if I've ever seen one. Rest in peace, Hogak. All right, here's a little Lightning Helix for free. Gotta love it. And now we got a nice Supplier to block this Blood-Soaked Champion. I think this is going to line up quite well. Yeah, bring it. Sure. Not feeling it. I don't blame him. Okay, so there is the answer for that. Now we're just going to go with the Satyr Wayfinder. Be mana efficient here. No land to get, but we really didn't need them, so that's okay. We got some enablers. So we're just going to say go for now. Fatal Push. And pushing the other one maybe. Okay. Alright, so there's a Narcomoeba. Pretty nice. And a Creeping Chill. So we got a creature to block, which is pretty sweet. All right. Which one would we rather block? Probably this one. I think this is the harder to bring back creature. So we'll go like that. Now, still no Prized Amalgams in sight, so no real point in thinking about using Haunted Dead or Scrounger. So I think we will just start with the Satyr Wayfinder. I do not see how our opponent wins this game. All right. Those are a bunch of blanks. I'm going to go with a Stitcher Supplier. Get some more cards. And pass. More blanks. So that was a really bad turn for our dredges, but that's okay. Rankle, hey? Good, but not backbreaking. Sack a creature. Player discards and draws a card. I think we can get rid of this land. Narcomoeba is not what we wanted to draw, that's for sure. Okay, only one green source here, which is a tilt. So I think it might be time to just like bring back a Scrounger. And probably just Assassin's Trophy Rankle. Seems reasonable to me. Let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna say go. Kalidas. Okay, well, never mind. We found our true target to remove here. All right. Well, we got a nice little play here. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to Assassin's Trophy Kalidas. Now the question is, do we want to Haunted Dead to bring back to be able to kill this? Not really, to be honest. So I think we will just block here and take 5. We're going to bring back a Scrounger. So happy to have him have us discard here. So we got to get something going here. We haven't had a prized amalgam in our top 30 cards, which is pretty bad. Okay, we're doing discard and draw. Completely fine. Okay, here we go. Okay, that was a nice one. Gonna discard a Narcomoeba. Drew a prized amalgam, not exactly what we wanted to draw. But now we can actually discard, and we would get another prized amalgam in play. I think we're going to save that for next turn. All right, so that's coming back. We're going to Scrounger, bring this back. So now we're actually going to, wait, they might just be getting pretty close to dead here. Okay, yeah, we could have got them to 1 if we would have made that Haunted Dead play. Because instead of the Scrounger, it's the same amount of power, but this would be in play as well. So we'd have 9, 10, 11 damage. So we didn't quite have lethal yet. Now we did. If we would have known that, we would have. Dang it. Okay, well. I think I would still rather gather the pack here. Oh, there's a chill. That's probably game. We'll get the angler. Chill. And we're going to get in there for sure for 4. Is that enough? I think we can safely get in there for 7. Make sure our Creeping Chill next turn is lethal. And then we'll say go. And we have Haunted Dead here. Sure. That won't do it. Puts themselves to 1. Then probably concedes would be my guess. Yep. Woo! All right, well, that was a convincing first win with Dredgeless Dredge. This deck might be the real deal. Stay tuned for round 2, see if we can do it all over again. All right, welcome to round 2 here with Dredgeless Dredge. Let's see if we can give as much of the beatdowns as we gave in our first round here. So we won the die roll. Pretty happy about that. This hand has a couple of cards we don't necessarily want in our opener, but we do have one Grizzly Salvage here that lets us find some other cards. Overall, though, I think with having a Creeping Chill, Hunted Dead, and a Decimator in hand, all cards that are kind of medium, I think we should mulligan this one. You really want to look for like 2 ways to do these kind of things. Now this one's worse. On the play, now we have 3 cards that we'd rather not have in our hand, as well as don't have the lands to do it, so we got to go to 5 here. But luckily this deck does mulligan quite well. Let's see if that's the case for this. One more mulligan. Pretty fitting. All right, we're going to 4. All right, well, this is fine. I mean, we're going to keep this. So we'll put this on the bottom, and probably this, so we have all our colors. And let's see if we can do it. All right, we're going to put this into play tapped. We'll say go. We're probably going to start with Grizzly Salvage. Just because maybe we can get Spell Mastery and return some creatures. That's kind of one way to unmulligan with this deck, but obviously this is not ideal. Okay, that's not good either. We're going to take 2 and just say go. Might think we're like a Sultai control deck. All right, just passing. You want to make sure to do this in second main. Grizzly Salvage. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take this Wayfinder, but yeah, we got some stuff to do now. We might not even want a Satyr Wayfinder here. We might just want to get 9 power into play. I think that seems much better. Let's do that. Not let them use their mana. Sure. I kind of feel like we didn't mulligan at this point. Like, if they play Bone Crusher Giant, it's like, yeah, we're bringing back 3 creatures that attack through that. So let's do that. I think this was an excellent turn of events here. All right, here they come. Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to bring the beatdowns. We're not afraid. Okay. Not a big deal there. Now we'll go with the Satyr Wayfinder. We'll try to get a land. Perfect. Not absolutely. Well, we couldn't have cast Angler anyway, so it's not a big deal. So we'll just go like that, say go. Kalitas is scary. That's a scary Magic card. Okay. So. Yikes. Okay, so we can So if something dies, they get a zombie. So now I think we just have to build up an army here. So we're going to go with the Gather the Pack. Do we want any of that? Probably not. Yeah, I'm going to go with no. Get these to come back. Now, we did get that Driven to Despair here, so we can make them discard 3 cards, as well as get in 7 damage. Seems good to me. And then next turn, we can do the Angler plus Decimator play. That seems like a path to victory to me. All right, so let's Despair. Have them discard a good chunk of their things. The Menace ability on Despair is what is real nice. So black-red main deck Kalitas. That's interesting. Let's hope they don't have a way to sweep the board. That would be devastating. Lightning Strike is okay. Okay. All right, those are definitely solid plays, but are they dead? End gains Trample. Okay. So they're going to get a 2/2. So they're going to have 6 toughness. This is 7 alone, so that's already 1 trampling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so that's 11. Unless they have another Fatal Push, they're just dead. Let's do it. I'm willing to take those odds. I think they would have done that already with the way that they played their other cards. Let's decimate them. Let's decimate them. All right, bring the beats. With everything having trample, that should be GG. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and they have 6. Yeah, we got them by 2 here. Wow. Okay, so black deck, we're definitely going to bring in all the answers to Leyline. Kalitas is also a problem, but not too much that we can do about that. Driven is kind of sweet. And Disdainful Stroke is also kind of sweet. So we're going to take out some of the enablers just in case they do get us with Leyline. So we're going to just trim a little bit on things. Let's take out 2 Gather the Packs and 1 more Narc Amoeba there. Now we got a decent amount of ways to interact with not only Kalitas, but also Leyline, which I think is very important in this matchup. But yeah, we just kind of dominated through a Kalitas on turn 4 there, and they had removal to follow it up. That was quite impressive. That was quite impressive. Thoughtseize, I guess we could think about as well, but you can't Thoughtseize Leyline, so that makes it a lot worse to me. So I think we'll just go like this. Okay, we'll keep this. We got the answer to the Leyline if they have it. Looks like they do. Okay. So we're going to have to hold off on playing our threats. We're going to go like this and just say go. Let's hope they don't have a Thoughtseize. Leyline plus Thoughtseize is so hard. Oh, it's a Grixis deck. Ah, brutal. Brutal. Okay, well, we're lucky. We are better lucky than good, I guess. Let's hope they don't have a counterspell now, because that would feel pretty bad. But I think you still don't want to do that for that reason, but Censor or something would have been quite annoying there. But, all right, so now we can kind of do our thing. We're going to start with the Enabler, or we're going to start with the Wayfinder to find a land. Land. Perfect. Get a couple Narcomoebas. All right, get a Stitcher Supplier. Chill 'em. All right, and all of a sudden we are starting to pressure our opponent. Now, Kalidas is still really good against us, unfortunately. No Kalidas. Okay, that's not that bad. And we'd rather discard anyways, so that's pretty nice. Rexage, don't want that at the moment. But I think we'll go Stitcher Supplier here. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to hold up Disdainful Stroke or bring back Hunted. We're going to bring in the beats. So now we got a nice disguised Disdainful Stroke. Wow, okay. Let's hope they don't have Tormod's Crypt or something. Okay, gotta let that happen. Our graveyard is still really good. We got the Despair as well to get rid of the rest of their cards in their hand. It's kind of weird that they blocked the creature that generates more cards in our graveyard. I'm kind of worried about that. I kind of want to next level them. I think they want to like Ritual of Soot here. So I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. I am going to still return this, but this is going to make it so, yes, these all go on the stack, and then I can Despair, so if they do have a Ritual of Soot, I can get it that way. I think this is either a very bonehead play or a next level play. Because we don't have to kill them this turn, but if we empty their hand, that's basically the same. All right, we'll go with the Despair. If they can't counter that, that should be game, set, match. All right, well, that felt pretty disgusting as well. That's a quick 2-0 so far with Dredgeless Dredge. Let's see if we can complete the trifecta and get our trophy in our third and final match here on Droppin Baums. We'll see you there. All right, and welcome to our third and final round here with Dredgeless Dredge. We're on the play again, so another great fortune for us, and now we finally got a keeper. I love how we just dominated on our mull to 4 last game, like it wasn't even very close, or last round. But now, I mean, this hand's great. The only card we don't want is the Chill, but this hand is awesome. Kind of has it all. Be able to go 1-drop Supplier, 2-drop Wayfinder or Salvage, it truly doesn't matter too much, and then be able to get Angler turn 3 with the other thing. So we're putting a ton of cards in our graveyard. So yeah, this hand is great. Our opponent mulliganed. We're going to go first. Definitely always start with the green land and the Supplier. Green land because of our green Emerge creature. Here we go. Free Lightning Helix. Let's go. Start this game off in favor of us. I like it. The 2 lands, obviously not great, but that is okay. What do we got here? Green ramp of some kind. Green Ugin kind of style of deck. Could be a problem for us. I'm not totally sure, but we're going to find out. All right, so we're going to take 2. Satyr Wayfinder would put 4 cards in the yard, but it would find us a land, which we want. So we're going to start with that. Not going to be able to attack into the Grazer anyways. Okay, we'll get that green source. There's Surprised Amalgam. Other than that, not too much. So we'll just say go. Be able to get an Angler in play next turn. All right, Nissa's Pilgrimage, I imagine. Yep. All right, they're ramping quite quickly. It's 2 to cast an Eldrazi spell. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugin is still a bit of ways away. I think with that being the case, we're going to start with this Gather of the Pack. Since we just want to max out on our sorcery speed stuff. Grizzly Salvage we can always save for later. So now we can put a creature into our hand, and we'll definitely get this Satyr Wayfinder. And we will pay 2 and get an Angler in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Get rid of the stuff that does nothing. Now we got a nice beatdown plan going on. Okay. Now next turn we can probably go Wayfinder, try to get a land, and then have the Haunted Dead Prized Amalgam thing all rolled up. They're doing their thing as well. Gets the Sanctum and a Goose. Pretty strong. Can't really attack into that. We want to land here, so we're going to Wayfinder. We got it. Okay. And that is a Despair. So with a Despair, they can only block with 1. Wow. Do we just really get to get their whole hand right now? We sure do. Despair is just unreal. Can't cut that card. Got to keep that one in the deck. I was thinking about cutting that one, but woo, we'll take losing an Angler for them losing their hand. And like losing an Angler, but still getting to kill a Grazer. Okay. We will take it. Discard 2 cards. Blast Zone. And what was your big card you were saving? Ah, they only had 2 lands anyways. So yeah, maybe that in hindsight wasn't the best anyways. But now at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Radiant Fountain to gain some life. They have their Goose to gain a little bit of life as well. All right, now I think we just say go. Well, Grizzly Salvage can get a land here, so let's actually do that. Green, black. We might want to land. Angler, supplier, supplier. Okay. I think I would rather have an Angler, although I don't think I really want to cast it this turn. Maybe I do. Nah, we're going to get Angler, but we're just going to ship it back. I'm sure they're going to make some food, maybe even sack some food. Yep. All right, gaining their life total to try to top deck some of their bombs that they have in their deck. Which there's a lot of them. We're afraid of a few things here. Uh-oh. Oh no! They hit big. Another Cavalier. That's good. That's not, I guess, backbreaking. There's a lot worse things. That's pretty annoying. Now they got a World Breaker. Let's see. So they can bring that back. Now I kind of want to just build my battlefield here first. Haunted Dead, getting rid of this, and Narcomoeba. Now we're just really looking for our green Eldrazi here to kind of finish the game off. keep doing this kind of stuff. All right, still not going to be able to attack very effectively. All right, Satyr Wayfinder is pretty good. I'm going to do that. Okay, bring this back. We're just kind of going all in here. Angler. Okay. Then we're going to probably try to Grizzly salvage here. Maybe not. So if we attack here, what do we lose? Creatures that don't matter that much, but what do we gain as far as damage? We only get through 3 points. And they probably kill creatures that we want to bring back anyways. I still don't think it's quite worth it. So we'll let them World Breaker us. Now we're hoping they're not super heads up on how to play against this, because the thing to do is definitely hit one of our green sources instead of the blue-black sources. So we can do the same play of Haunted Dead plus Amalgam. 7, and then they can sack Sanctum, so their things are getting scary now. Yep. Where is that going? Take out one of those watery graves, please. Nice. Okay, now we're going to go for it. We are going to go for trying to find one. I don't think we've exiled one yet. So there's still 2 in the deck. Okay, so I think we have to do it now, but is it even lethal? We're going to count to see if it's lethal. If it's lethal where we just find it, we're for sure doing it. If we need a little bit of help, we might just Haunted Dead, or we might just Scrounger. Probably just salvaging here. So went and got another World Breaker. Is this another Goose? Okay. All right, so all our things would have Trample. So they have 6, 7, 8, 15, 17 damage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then they all get +2. So that is 8 times 2. So 16 plus 15, that's 31. Plus 7 is 38. So we'd be dealing 38 damage. 38 minus 22 is 16. They have more than that, actually, so. But that is probably also pretty devastating for them. But then they can get Ugin back. I don't think it's actually worth it to do yet, surprisingly. All right, so I think what we want to do is just build the battlefield here and hope to just top deck it, I guess. Maybe not in the best situation right now. We're going to find out. All right, we're going to bring back this Scrounger. All right, just waiting on our opponent here. So if we top deck it now, I think we're probably still a little short, but maybe the Creeping Chill would be enough to push us over the edge. Top deck. Okay. So even if we hit it, it doesn't do us much right now. So I think we probably just play Narcomoeba and say go. Because then they're probably going to World Breaker away this. And that's the one thing we don't actually care about that much. So we'll just do this and say go. I don't know how this math is even going to look even if we hit it anymore. But we got to try. And now with all their geese too, they can gain a little bit extra life. All right. 4, 6. Here comes the breaker of the worlds. Probably getting rid of our other blue source. Dang it. That's not what we wanted to see. We didn't hit anyways, but we did hit the green source. And here's some chills. That might have actually been better. Now we just have to draw it. We only have 17 cards left, and we have 2 of them still left. So maybe now it's lethal, because 16, it's gotta be, right? Ugh. I guess we just play Haunted Dead here. Because if we just go wide, if we just attack now, that's 6 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's nowhere near then. So we're just going to play Haunted Dead. And hope that we can find it soon. This is kind of wild. We're just on a weird race here. But now they get to gain like a good chunk of life. 2, 4. Yeah, they could gain 6 life now. Just what we did with Creeping Chill. Okay. Hopefully just like another Cavalier or something here. Let's go. Ooh. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's try it. I'm not even going to do the math. All right, I'll do the math. Just kidding. So if this is gone, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 times 2 is 24. So we already start with 24. 28, 29, plus 6, 35, 36, 39, 41, 43, plus 7, so we have 50. So they need, and they can gain 2, or they can gain 3. So they're at 21. So 30, 29 toughness they have to have. I think they might have that, actually. 14, 28, or 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I think that is enough to live. Ah, well, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's the only way we win this game anyway, so we might as well just say math is for blockers and let's go. It's a lot of damage coming in. But yeah, some of them don't line. This might work. Because they're, like, right there, they wasted 2 toughness. There, they wasted 2 more. Okay, so that's them. I think they're just saying, yeah, whatever. If I'm dead, I'm dead. I think they might be. I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was one heck of a game. Wow. Wow. Okay. So mono green. I want another Driven Despair. They probably don't have a ton of hate cards for us. I wouldn't think they would have ley lines. Could have like cages or something. I guess we bring an Assassin's Trophy just in case. Kind of trim on stuff like we have been. Cut a couple Gather the Pack, or 1 Gather Pack, 1 Narcomoeba, and we'll try that. Once again, you just want to shave stuff in this matchup. Or just with this deck, I should say. Don't like that. We're going to mulligan that one. I think I'm going to keep this. It's a little risky because we don't have the other green source. But it's still pretty strong. It's really strong if we draw one. And pretty strong if we don't, because we can still get an Angler into play pretty quickly. So we're going to get rid of Gather the Pack and just start Stitcher supplying. All right. So let's get this going. Supplier. Yeah, I think we'll bring this back. It's kind of iffy because Angler now we can't bring back unless we hit a land in the next 2 turns. I think that's reasonable anyways. 3 mana. don't know how much goose makes sense on this deck to me, but I don't know. Okay. Land. Forest. Forest. Forest, 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 forest. Oh, I love a good old sweat. I love a good sweat here and there. But not when I need a land. Come on. This is the joys of making content when you're playing Magic Online versus playing Arena. It's much more fast-paced on Arena no matter what. Sometimes on Magic Online, people just go to get something to drink or something. Well, that had to have been the worst draw possible. All right, so we're going to attack first because hopefully they block. Block, block, block. Yes! Oh, that's nice. Does that just let us... It does let us cast Angler if we wanted, but I'd rather have Chill and Amalgam, so I think we'll just settle for playing one more Supplier here. And now if we hit a Narcomoeba, then we get to bring back an Amalgam as well. No such luck, but 2 Amalgams. So now we just need to hit a Narcomoeba. Looks like this is just going to be... Okay, and this is Pilgrimage, so their ramp game is on. So we got to expect like a Cavalier next turn. All right, that was good. That was real good. Now what do we want to do with it, though? I think we just actually want to Grizzly Salvage and try to return them on... try to return them at end step. Because if we go Satyr Wayfinder and then we get Ugin here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we could get Ugin. Then we don't lose everything here. We do want to land almost no matter what, but Salvage actually finds us, or gives us 1 extra time to, or 1 extra card to get a land, I should say, excuse me. So we'll just do that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think they kin Ugin here. Could just be a Cav, okay. Fine with that. All right, they're bringing back Castle, it looks like. So they have a Castle in hand, likely coming into play. Yep, and then they're handless here, so... All right, we feel pretty good. This matchup feels pretty bad for our opponent, I have to say. So black-green, we will Grizzly Salvage. All right, we did not hit what we wanted here, but Blooming Marsh is completely fine. All right, so now I think we get a very sick turn. Yes, all right. So we are going to go with... Amalgam, and then Hunted Dead, and then next turn we get to oh wait, we need a land. Okay, so since we need a land, I think we still go with Wayfinder? No, because I think we actually need the amount of creatures that we're threatening to bring back here to actually do it. So I think it's better to be conservative and hope we top deck a land and then be able to kind of win on the spot. But be pretty happy if, even if we don't, we'd be able to attack for a decent amount here. So we're going to start with the old zombie fish. And we're just going to say go. Just going to say go, and then we got 9 power coming back. Okay, they can gain some life, but that's not that big of a deal. All right, we'll go like this. We're going to discard Scrounger and gather the pack. And here they come. And now we hope we top deck a green source. And I think we go for it. All right, so it costs 5 if we sack Haunted Dead. So even if we don't get a green source this turn, if we draw like running lands, we can sack this instead of this. That's some extra damage. All right, so here comes the Amalgams. Okay, I guess it's math time. So they can gain a total of, let's see, they can make 2 foods and get, okay, so they can gain 6. So they can go to 24. We are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 7, 19. Plus the power of these creatures. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we got 30 coming in. They have 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Plus 4 is 17. So that's not quite lethal, to be honest. But I think I'm pretty content just attacking this turn. And going for this next turn. They don't have anything relevant in the graveyard, actually, though. So, you know what? Let's just do it this turn. It's just so much damage, and they lose their whole board. All right. Let's go. Decimator. Yeah. Our opponent was just like, I am not having any part of that. We dominated this Droppin Baums. That felt really strong, I have to say. All right, everybody, that's it for our 3 matches here. Stay tuned for the deck tech. We're going to talk about some specific reasons why we're playing certain cards and talk about any changes if we would make them. So we'll see you in the deck tech. And welcome to the deck tech, everyone. Wow, this felt great. This deck felt amazing. I'm incredibly impressed. It has a similar feel to Dredge where it like has an auto win game 1. You have to fight the hate, but we fought through a lot of hate, especially against these black decks that were bringing in Leyline. We played against 2 Leyline decks, as well as, we played against 2 Leyline decks. Yeah, and as well as the mono green deck was pretty easy, but there was an insane amount of toughness, so it was hard to get through that. But we just kind of dominated, to be honest. So this deck felt really good. Let's talk about the specifics here. As far as the mana base, I loved 20 lands. 20 land felt great. You need all the green-black lands that you have, so I love that configuration. Sanctums and Water Graves are okay, and then a couple swamps just in case for Field of Ruin, any kind of Path to Exile type effects as well. So I love the mana base. Now we'll talk about the creatures. Citrus Supplier is basically the best enabler because it costs 1 and that's the only thing in the deck that costs 1. So when you draw that card and you get that extra advantage of being able to maybe, I've had a sick turn where I went turn 1 Citrus Supplier, flipped over Narcomoeba and 2 Prized Amalgams, and I'm just like, oh my god, I have 8 power on turn 1. Like that's better than what Hogak was doing. So I think Citrus Supplier is a very important thing to have in your opening hand because you have so much redundancy at the 2-drop slot that if you don't have a 2-drop that enables your deck, you have to mulligan. I mean, that's how the deck works. But we did see how well this deck mulligans because we mulliganed to 4 magic cards in round 2, and we won that game kind of easily. So I thought that was unbelievable. And then we'll talk about all our cards that gain advantages from flipping them into the graveyard. Now, these are cards you're going to have seen from Modern Dredge, any kind of graveyard synergy deck. These are going to be no surprise. Narcomoeba, Prized Amalgam, and Creeping Chill. These are the cards that you just want to flip over. You just want to be flipping those over all day, gaining the value that, the free value, I should say, so you don't have to cast the cards. That's kind of the bread and butter of this deck. Other cards that gain some value, but not directly, is Scrap Heap Scrounger, Haunted Dead, and then Driven to Despair. These are cards you want in the graveyard that can trigger Prized Amalgams coming back so that you can do it at instant speed. This is very helpful against like blue-white control. A very, very powerful thing to be doing. And it's pretty tough to lose to that matchup. They have Rest in Peace as well, but another reason to bring in our hate cards. And our Thoughtseize actually get, we'll talk about these in the sideboard as well, but they actually get Rest in Peace as a hate card, where Leyline, not so much. All right, and then we'll talk about our enablers for just the deck itself. And that would be Grammatic Angler and Decimator of the Provenance. Provenance, maybe I'm saying that right. These are the cards that you get late game, and they happen to work very well together. So if you have 4 mana, you can delve away 6 cards, play a 5/5, and then emerge this, and now you're pumping all your small creatures, plus you're attacking for 7, usually closing the game. I mean, our last round just a second ago, we saw how we were just able to go way over the top of a board that was much better than ours. So It is quite amazing. And then we need the cards that help us do it. And that's what all these 2-drops are for. Satyr Wayfinder, Gather the Pack, and Grizzly Salvage are all pretty similar. You know, if you're looking for land, Satyr Wayfinder and Salvage are the way to go. If you're looking for Angler and Decimator of the Prowess, Gather the Pack is the way to do it there. So that's the main deck. One thing about this deck is you don't want to sideboard a ton. And if you do sideboard, you noticed I took out a lot of like one-ofs, like 1 Hunted Dead, 1 Amalgam, 1 Gather the Pack, 1 Narcomoeba, stuff like that, because you want your deck to function as a whole. And that means not getting rid of like 4 Creeping Chills, because, you know, you want to chill them out every once in a while. Or Amalgams, you know, these are the 1 cards I usually don't take out. They're kind of just too good. But yeah, if you do sideboard out stuff, you want to be kind of taking things here and there. Let's move on to the sideboard here. We got 1 Disdainful Stroke. This screams out like Kalitas to me. Ugin, you know, having 1 spell is reasonable. It's come up a little bit. I think this card's replaceable personally. Then we got 3 Thoughtseize up against any kind of slowerish deck. Like I said, against Rest in Peace, this is a very important piece of hate. Ultimate Price, anything that's trying to give us the beatdowns, you know, being able to kill a Glorybringer with this that's trying to clock us, as well as kill some big green creatures, stuff like that. Driven to Despair, anytime that the discard effect is really good, or that the drawing the cards is really good, you want this card. We already have 1, and you're able to flip your deck over to be able to find Despair. But basically, whenever the driven side is really good, that's when you want to bring in another one. A couple Tormod's Crypts for the mirror. A very powerful card in the mirror. Probably the best hate card, because you can Assassin's Trophy it or whatever, but then they can sack it in response, and they can be patient with it. Leyline, of course, is harder to deal with if we don't have the trophy, so maybe that's a bit wrong. All right, Dampening Sphere. Dampening Sphere doesn't seem great to me, to be honest. I think I would not mind getting rid of a Dampening Sphere. I want another Assassin's Trophy. I think Assassin's Trophy is the most important card at dealing with Leylines, Rest in Peace, or Kalitas, or bigger creatures. Just basically anything. This is a deck that doesn't care if they have extra lands. So a 4th Assassin's Trophy is something for sure I'm adding to this deck. Maybe even a 4th Thoughtseize and just getting rid of these Dampening Spheres. I just don't see him as that good, personally. Like, yeah, it shuts down Nykthos, I guess. I don't like it. So I would turn these 2 into another Thoughtseize and another trophy moving forward. And then 1 Reclamation Sage. The reason why this is kind of good is you can get it with Gather the Pack as well as Grizzly Salvage. And just find a way to deal with Leyline or Rest in Peace immediately. So, all right. So this is Ross Merriam's Dredgeless Dredge. I'm a big fan. I would make those small amount of changes, but I think this deck is the real deal. So, yeah, enjoy playing it and attacking for an absurd amount of damage very early in the game. We'll see you next week for another Droppin Baums.